Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Molly, and today we're doing a Kindle Unlimited rec video. I love Kindle Unlimited. I love my Kindle. This is my Kindle. She is a Paperwhite Kindle. I don't know what edition. I don't really know anything. But she's super cute. She's also backlit. I'll show you. Like, isn't that so fun? She's backlit, which is fantastic. So at night, I can read on my Kindle. And then I have a bunch of stickers on the back, and I also have a little pop socket, which is literally so fun because I just like hold my Kindle like this. This is how I read on my Kindle. But yeah, so we're gonna get into some recommendations that I have for Kindle. So let's get into it. Okay, so first I'm gonna do a series. We're gonna do the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. So these are very iconic books. Honestly, you haven't heard about the Hunger Games. It's basically dystopian YA, and every year they have the Hunger Games, which is basically children killing each other. It sounds bad, I swear, but honestly it's very, very good. And then like the first book is Katniss and Peeta, which is like, I read these books when I was like 12, and these were like the first romance books I ever really read, which, I mean, these are like dystopian romantasy, I guess. Maybe that's why like most of us are obsessed with romantasy. I don't know, but these were like the first romance books I read. So Peeta and Katniss were like my favorite couple. They're like my OTP growing up. It's just so funny to think about. But Katniss is from District 12. Also, they're split up by districts, and so like 2 tributes from each district go into the Hunger Games. So they're in District 12, and Katniss ends up volunteering from her sister because her sister got picked as a tribute. So her and Peeta go into the games, and that's the first book. And then the other 2 just kind of like follow them. I'm not really gonna like explain what the other 2 are about because you just kind of like read it and you know. But yeah, so all 3 of these are on Kindle Unlimited. They're so good. And then also the prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the movie for that one is coming out in November. The prequel is not on Kindle Unlimited, but you can read these books and then read the prequel and then go watch the movie. That's what I'm gonna do. Except I already read these, so I'm just gonna read the prequel and then go see the movie. So I'll see y'all there. I don't know why I said that. Next is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This is literally one of my favorite books ever. I never shut up about this book. This is also a movie, as you can see, and also it's the movie cover. This is about, also this is YA. This is YA romance. I did not realize the first couple of books I'm talking about are all YA. I did not do that on purpose, I swear, but this is also YA. Actually, I don't know if this is YA. Actually, no, this might not be. I think this is new adult. Never mind, I think this is new adult. Anyways, this is about Prince Henry and Alex Claymore Diaz, who is the son of the first female president of the United States of America. So, I'm already, yep. Are you on board already? Because I would be. Personally, I would be. And they don't really like each other. And then they end up getting into a little kerfuffle at Prince Henry's brother's wedding, and then they end up having to do like a fake friendship to kind of like fix diplomatic issues, because the 2 countries are like, ooh, like what's going on, like are we gonna fight, like what's happening? And so they end up having to like fake a friendship to be like, no, like we're just bros, like it's fine. And then they end up like hooking up, but they can't like tell anyone about it because Henry can't be gay because he's a prince. So it's really, really good. It's like one of my 6-star reads. Also, the movie is impeccable. It's very good. I loved it. And yeah, you should just go read it. It's one of my favorite books. I cry every time I read it. I don't know why, but I do. Every single time I read it, I cry. I don't know why. But yeah, so next is The Summer Nope, it is not The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't know why I said that. This is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. And this book is a YA. This is a YA. And this is about Meredith, who she just lost her sister Claire, and her family, they always go to Martha's Vineyard for vacation. They have a vacation house there. It's pretty cool. I don't know. And then Meredith's cousin is getting married that summer, so super fun. And they always do this game. It's called Assassin, I think. Yeah, they always take Assassin. They always like play Assassin. And oh my gosh, sorry. They always play Assassin, and they're playing Assassin this year. But there's a bit of a twist because what's the cousin's name? Okay, it doesn't say. I don't know. Meredith's cousin's stepbrother, I think. He is like the love interest, and they end up like pairing up to play Assassin, and it's so fun. Also, I love Assassin because I played it in high school and it was super fun. So it was honestly really fun, like reading about it. Yeah. Words. Okay, next. So this is kind of like a recommendation, but I didn't particularly like it, so I don't really know why I'm recommending it, but other people liked it, so maybe you'll like it, you know? Okay, this is the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. I only liked this one, which I think honestly, apparently that was the case for a lot of people. That's what I've like said with the third book coming out. A lot of people have started saying, you know, I really only liked the first book. Like the other two were just not that great. I didn't really like them. And sadly, I feel like that happens a lot with series, and like, because these are technically interconnected standalones. Like you can technically kind of like pick and choose which ones you want to read and which ones you don't, which I kind of did a little bit. But like they're a series, like they're called a series, and they're like all interconnected, and the characters are all connected with each other. So these books take place in the Knock 'Em Out like small town, which I think is in Virginia. I'm not really sure, honestly. This was the first one. Obviously, I really liked it. I read this in like April, and this is Naomi and Knox, and Naomi is a runaway bride. And her twin sister, who is kind of crazy, she ends up calling her from this small town and says that she needs help. Naomi shows up and ends up getting ends up having to take care of her 11-year-old niece, who she's never met before, by the way. Yeah, I don't think she's ever met her, which is kind of crazy. She ends up getting stuck taking care of her because then her twin sister just kind of like runs away, steals all of her stuff, and then books out of there. I think she like stole her car and like her computer and her credit cards and stuff. Like, homegirl was just like, bye. And this book is so good. I really, really like this book, and I loved Naomi. I'm a very much like character-driven reader. I love characters. If I don't like the main character, I'm not gonna like the book probably, unless it has like a really good setting. Most of the time I probably won't like it, and I really liked Naomi. I wasn't a huge fan of Knox, but I did kind of like him. I didn't hate him. I did like him. I thought he was cool. And I liked this book. So yeah. The other two, not so much. So this is Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, and then Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This is, who's this? This is Lena and Nash. Lena is Knox's ex, and then Nash is Knox's brother. I didn't like this one. This is like tortured boy meets bad girl. I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm sorry. this was the newest one, and this has so far been the biggest disappointment. I feel like there's only been like 2 people who have read this book that I've heard about that have actually liked it. And this is Lucian and Sloane, and you hear about them literally in the first book, but it's just they act differently in this book, I feel like, and I'm only 20% in. I don't know if I'm gonna DNF it. I'm not really sure, but I'm glad I got the physical copy anyways, because these books are so cute and I just want them on my shelf. So I don't really care if I didn't like it, because I think they're so cute all together. But these are on Kindle Unlimited, and all of Lucy Score's books are on Kindle Unlimited, I'm pretty sure. Her writing is good, I will say. I'm just not always a huge fan of her characters. So I'm just gonna say that. Next, this is like the next physical versions that I have. So the entire Off Campus and Briar U series by Elle Kennedy is now on Kindle Unlimited. I read these books 2 years ago, almost. Yeah, almost like 2 years ago. And honestly, I really liked them when I read them. They're not bad books. They're not written very well, and they are extremely dated. I think most of these were written in like 2015 to 2021-ish. They kind of feel like Wattpad books, which honestly, like, I'm not saying anything bad about it. Sometimes Wattpad books are fun. But I don't really recommend these books a lot because I don't really like them anymore. I reread all of these this year. I read all of them this year except for The Deal, and then the others I read like The Mistake at the beginning of this year, The Dare like a couple months ago, The Chase at the beginning of this year, and The Play a couple months ago. And I don't know, my opinions changed very much on these books, which I was very disappointed. I kind of wish I hadn't reread them because they were like some of my favorite books, and now I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't really like them that much. But the 2 books I will recommend highly and say that I do still very much enjoy are The Deal and The Mistake. I think these are honestly 2 of the best books in the series, and these are the first 2 books in the series. So The Dare is probably the best book. I feel like this is Garrett Graham and Hannah Wells, and this is Tudor Player, kind of, I think. I hate the cover. I hate the cover so bad. And so the whole series is stuck in Briar U. This book is so stiff. Why is this book so stiff? Sorry if that like just triggered a bunch of people. I'm sorry. I don't really care, but I like floppy books, and this book is so freaking stiff. Why is this so stiff? I feel like so many people are gonna be cringed out by this. Okay, it's a little more floppy. Look. Flappy. Okay, anyways. Oh, my back hurts. These are based in Briar U, which is a fictional college, and all of the characters, like the male characters, are hockey players on the Briar U hockey team. It's based in Massachusetts, and Briar is like an hour from Boston, I think. And this is Garrett, who is like hockey star captain. His dad is also a like retired NHL, I was gonna say NFL, NHL like hockey legend, so he's like a pretty big deal. And then Hannah Wells is a music major, and he like begs her to tutor him because he's like failing in classes, and then they just kind of like start up a friendship. It's super great. It's also sort of fake dating, but like not really. And the characters, the main reason I love these books is the other characters, like especially in this book, because you meet all of the characters, so you kind of get to meet like all the boys that Garrett lives with. He lives with 3 other hockey players in the off-campus house they live in. And then you meet Hannah's best friend Allie, who has a book. You meet Coach Jensen, who's like the hockey coach. He becomes like pretty prominent in all of the books. You meet just like a bunch of the friends, and it's just really fun. You get introduced to kind of like the Elle Kennedy world, And then The Mistake, I also really enjoyed this one. Not as much as I like the first one, but I love Grace. Grace is probably like my favorite like female interest, other than I really loved Summer. She's in Briar U, she's in The Chase. But I loved Grace. I thought she was so fun, and this one was really fun because literally How to Get the Girl by Taylor Swift was a book, it would be this book. But this is about John Logan, and then Grace, what's her last name? Grace Ivers. Grace is a freshman. Also, there's a bit of an age difference, but like I think it's literally like 2 years and they're in college, so it's not even an age difference. Like if you were looking for an age difference book, this is not that. But she's a freshman, he's a junior, I think. Yeah, he's a junior, and Tucker is kind of a player. Putting that lightly. And Grace is kind of like good girl, virgin. She like doesn't really go to parties. She's a freshman. And then they end up kind of like hooking up, and nobody really believes her. So he ends up just being like trying to like prove everyone, and then he ends up kind of like fumbling the bag, and then she kind of like is like, okay, bye. And then I just love how the way that she didn't grovel for him. She was like, nope, like I'm good, like you treated me like shit, I'm fine, I'm going away, like see you later, like I don't need this, I don't need you, I'm better than that. And she like left, and then he's the one that's like, wait, and she's like, okay, prove it. And he did. He proved it. He proved it. So I do recommend those books. And then also they're just really fun if you're like in high school or you just are like starting getting into reading. They're super fun. Honestly, I read them when I was in college, and it was just like, it's just fun because it talks about like college parties. It's not realistic, but also if you are like getting into hockey romances, they're pretty good, I will say. Next is the last like physical versions I have, and these are the Harry Potter series. I just found out that the Harry Potter series is on Kindle Unlimited. I did not know that. So I will be reading it on Kindle Unlimited this fall. So I'm really excited. I have only read the first 2 in the series. I've not read the other ones. But yeah, I'm not gonna explain what the Harry Potter series is, because if you don't know, I can't help you. Sorry. I've also never read them, so I don't really know that much about them. Not gonna lie. Okay. Next, so we're gonna get into the books I don't have the physical version of. So we're gonna do, the next one is the Mindfuck series. If you've never heard of the Mindfuck series, first of all, like where have you been? Second, it is probably one of my favorite books ever. It's technically a series, so it's 5 separate books, but they're all like 130 pages each. So like you can get the bind up. I don't think the bind up is on Kindle Unlimited. So I just had to like individually download all of the books, and I was like on vacation too, and I was like not in good Wi-Fi for a little bit of the time, and I remember being like, oh my god, like I was on a boat and I was like, I need to read the next book. I think I literally reread, because I was on the 3rd book. I think I reread the 3rd book because I couldn't download it, the 4th book, and I was like, no, like I need to. Or maybe it was the 4th book or something, I don't remember. But I finished that series, and I literally was just like sitting like this. I finished on a plane too, and I was sitting like this, like, oh my god, like what is going on? It was insane. That's all I'm gonna say. It was literally insane. If you like Criminal Minds, if you like romance books with a little bit of spice and a little bit of like some tension, you're gonna like this book. It's literally amazing. It's about Lena and Logan. Logan is a profiler for the FBI, and Lena is a serial killer. And Logan is investigating Lena, but he doesn't know it's Lena. And it's literally, oh my god, dude, it's insane. I want to reread this series low-key. Also, this is such a good book to read in the fall because it's very spooky. It's literally about a serial killer. It's so good. It's also not super gruesome. It does talk about like violence and gore, but she doesn't go that in detail about it. Like she does, but like not that much. Like honestly, if you watched Criminal Minds or you've watched like, it's another kind of gory show. Maybe like Supernatural, maybe? Or like Grey's Anatomy. I'd be like Grey's Anatomy level gore, maybe a little more gorier, like kind of like Criminal Minds. If you've watched Criminal Minds, then like you're good. And they talk like they're in Criminal Minds. They say unsub and they like, ugh, it's so good. It's so good. And then the Chestnut Spring series, which again, this is another series that was very viral on TikTok. This is a 4-part book series, going to be 5. The 5th book comes out next month. I'm so excited. And it takes place in like a small-ish town in Canada, and it is like bull riders, cowboys. I think it's like bull riders. So the first book is, wait, shoot, why can't I remember the names? I can't remember the boy name, but it's Summer and then like the boy. Why can't I remember his name? His last name is Eaton, but I can't remember his first name. Is it Reese? Okay, never mind. I literally can't remember his name, but whatever. So the first book is him, and he is a like, oh my god, my brain. I literally just said it. He's a bull rider. Oh my god. He's a bull rider, and then Summer is like his publicist, and it's kind of enemies to lovers, but they're literally only enemies for like 50 pages, and then they like, so it's kind of like misunderstanding to lovers kind of thing. But then they become friends, and it's super fun, and we love it. And Summer, I love Summer's character so much. And then the second book is Cade, who is the guy in the main books. If I could remember his name, that would be great. I think his name's Reese. We're gonna say Reese. Cade is Reese's brother, and Cade is a single dad living on the ranch with their, like, with the Eaton brothers' dad. I can't remember his name. Why can I not remember literally any names? Like, all names. Harvey, that's his name. Okay, that's the dad's name. So he's on the farm with their dad, Harvey. He, like, lives on the farm with him. And his son, Luke. And then Summer's best friend, Willa, she becomes the nanny. And Willa is very, like, at first I didn't like her because she's very, like, brash and kind of sexual. But unlike some writers, Lucy's score. Some writers, I feel like, will make books a little too sexual, and that's like the only basis of the relationship is sexual. And I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe it. And if I don't believe the romance, I'm not gonna like it. But their relationship isn't just sexual, because it goes into emotions, and then also Luke is literally the cutest thing ever. And even if you like, I know some people don't like kids in books, I don't really mind them, but he's really, really good. And like Luke he's not mentioned that much, but he's mentioned like a good amount. Also, Luke's mom, I literally wanted to I also can't remember her name, but I don't care. I literally don't care. She's not important. They end up forming a relationship, and they're so cute, and I love Cade so much. And it's kind of like, it's Grumpy Sunshine, and it's sort of enemies to lovers, but again, it's just like, it's more like he's just grumpy and mean, and he just like doesn't want to get attached to someone because of after Luke's mom left. And Willis is just kind of like, I don't fucking care, like, you're gonna be my friend, you're gonna be my friend. And he's like, okay, fine, I guess I'm gonna be your friend. And then they fuck. And then the third book is Jasper. My god, what is her name? Dude, this is why I don't do rec videos, because half of the video is me just trying to remember character names. Like, I cannot for the life of me. And I love these books. I love these books. Sloane, that's her name. I love these books. Their names, I don't know. Jasper and Sloane, and Jasper is kind of like the brother. He's like adopted brother of the Eaton boys. And he had a little bit of a like not good past. And then Sloane is like their cousin, but she's not related to Jasper. Don't get it twisted. And it's like childhood friends to lovers because they've always been best friends. And Sloane, her dad, sets her up in an arranged marriage. And literally the morning of her wedding, she's in her wedding dress. He comes into the room and they run away together. They run away together. They leave. And it's just literally so fun. And I love it. And they go back to the ranch and Harvey sees her and is just like, okay, hi. Like, you're here now. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, cool. Hi. Welcome. Like, no one cares. And it's so, I love it because she literally walked out on her wedding and everyone except like her dad is like, okay, because none of them liked him and they were all like, okay, cool, like, you're here, perfect, we love you. And they're like, okay. I just love him so much. And then the fourth book, this is my favorite book of the series so far. This is Winter and Theo. Winter is Summer's sister from the first book, and then Theo is Ryan, can't remember his name, sorry, guy from the first book. He's his like apprentice, no, not apprentice, like protege kind of thing, I don't know. He's also a bull rider, and they have an accidental pregnancy, but the way that it happened, also I didn't know it was that. I feel like I always go into accidental pregnancy books. I don't know how this is like the third time I've done this. It's in the summary. I swear people have probably said it before when they like recommended the book or something, but for some reason when I'm thinking about these books, it's not processing in my mind. And I don't mind accidental pregnancy tropes. I hate surprise pregnancy, like when it's like because a couple of books have done this before that I don't like. It's like surprise pregnancy, like it like the whole book happens and it's like the last like 100 or 50 pages and then boom, she's pregnant. And I'm like, see, that wasn't necessary. That really wasn't necessary. And they make it such a big deal and I'm like, why did we wait until now? Like, I would have been fine if we done it in the beginning, but you did it now and I'm just like, no. Anyways, also I'm really tired, so I'm kind of like loopy. It is like 7 o'clock and I had classes today and work and a bunch of other things. I'm really tired. Anyways, yeah, so it was accidental pregnancy, but it was really, really good. And it was also kind of miscommunication, but it was also really, really good. And I love Summer, and I love Winter, and I love Theo. I love Winter. Like, actually, I love her. And her, like, character development from the first book to this book is amazing. Because in the first book, she's kind of a bitch, okay? But then you see through the books that she becomes better. And then it's her book, and you're like, and it's so good. And then the next book that's coming out is Beau. He's like the other brother, he's the last brother. And he was like in the military and he got in like a really bad accident or something, Marines? I don't know. He's in the army, military, whatever. He got in a really bad accident and then he came home and he's like, has a different personality now. And he also, this is gonna be like his kind of like redemption arc. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like Summer, no, I keep saying Summer. Winter and Beau might be like my favorite characters out of the whole like universe because I love both of them. I love Summer. I already love, oh my god, this is like the 5th time I've done this. I love Winter. Winter, that is her name, not Summer. Winter. I love Winter. And I already love Beau. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It comes out in like 3 weeks. I'm so like loopy with that. Where are we? Okay, next is a hockey romance book. Actually, no, I'm gonna cut some of these out. Or I'm just gonna talk really fast. So, Offside, the Rules of the Game. This is a hockey college romance book. Pretty good. Love it. Next we have A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. This is by Monica Murphy. Also, it's apparently part of a series, but I haven't read the rest of the series. I've just read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. It was good. It honestly was good. Some people have compared it to Gossip Girl. I don't think it's Gossip Girl. It's not Magnolia Parks. Do not get that twisted. I saw somebody make a TikTok about that the other day, and I was like, no, it's not, actually. It's a little icky now that I think about it, because it's virgin girl trope. I'm gonna just let that sit with you. Next is Ghosted. I don't remember who this is by. Jam Darhauer, I think. I don't know. But this is one of his famous trope, single parent trope, and then also like second chance lover trope. That's it with you. Next is the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher. Love the first book, hate the other two, but basically just rich billionaires who basically own Disney. Like, it's like Disney in this universe. They own it, and their grandfather died, and they all have to do different things in the will to get like their, like, what they owe. And they want to get it because they don't want their dad to get it because their dad is an abusive asshole. So, yep. Divine Rivals. I just finished this like a couple days ago. So good. And I can't wait till the second book because it just ended on a cliffhanger, and I don't feel great about it, not gonna lie. Kind of made me mad, but made me so excited for the next book. So I'm really excited. It comes out in December. But this is a fantasy book, but honestly, like, kind of remind me of Once Upon a Broken Heart, because both of them are just very pretty fantasy, I feel like. Like, it's not like gritty, it's not like ACOTAR or Fourth Wing or anything like that. Like, they're more like pretty fantasy, like almost fairy tale fantasy a little bit. Basically it takes place in like the 1800s, I think, or something, in like England, I think, but it's fantasy, it's not like a real life. And they have like witches and like magic and stuff, and Iris, she's a writer, and they're at war basically, and her brother went to go and fight for the god. So a goddess and a god are like fighting, and they're like, the goddess is like recruiting humans to help her, and her brother was one of the humans that was recruited. And so she's like by herself in the city, and then she decides that she wants to be a correspondent. Also, she has like a rival, his name is Rowan, and then they are like, also she's talking to somebody on her typewriter, but she doesn't know who it is. But it's so good, and there's like magic, and the love story was beautiful, and it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. You need to read it, and it's on Kindle Unlimited, so why not? The Frat Wars series. This is a gay frat boy series, and honestly, it's just fun. It's just fun. Half the books I read on Kindle Unlimited aren't serious, they're just fun. Fantasy League by Meg Reading. This is pretty good. It's a football romance book. Kind of enemies to lovers, fake dating. Good. The Wedding Planner by Erin Thompson. I don't really remember much about this book, but it's pretty good, so you should go read it. 'Tis the Season for Revenge, also by Meg Reading. I didn't realize it was by the same person. So good. So good. If you love Legally Blonde and you like Christmas books, you should read it. You should read it this December. You should. And then last but not least, that was it actually, because the last one was a book I already talked about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love y'all, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.